Find. Yeah. Okay. Did you have something, Robert?
Well, you know, you're talking about the creation of habits. Kind of funny because I'm seeing myself in a place where I'm really going to do a lot of starting over, recreating old habits that I've gotten rid of.
Right.
That's really beneficial to my life.
Yeah.
One thing a lot of people would ask, how to create something in their lives. What I used to use like a visual model of a house, or depending on how big the vision was.
Right.
So either it's a house or a skyscraper, depending the visual representation. And I would try to explain to people is wherever they're trying to focus their energy, is it relative to where they are on their whatever their vision is, or whatever their inspiration is, burning desire. So if a lot of people will come up with an idea and I'll say, is that something that will help with your foundation to start things off? So let's take, for example, you know, what is the singular most important thing in anyone's life? Well, breathing. I know no one thinks of it, but it starts. So yeah, what's a foundational thing versus what's a first floor thing, a second floor thing before you get to the top two?
Right. Right.
Right. So I would use that kind of visual.
Yeah.
Going up the stairs and everything else that anybody can understand. I don't know if I'm relating my idea to you clearly.
That makes a lot of sense. Can I share the model that I use?
Yeah.
Would that be okay with you guys? It's still, as again, I reserve the right to change it. Right? If you have, here's one thing. If you decide, okay, I want to have this goal, so your burning desire is to do whatever. Be the best speller on the face of the earth. Well, it needs to be staged, because obviously that's not going to happen right away. So here's the method that I use. That seems to be working pretty good. So if the plan doesn't work, guys, if you figure out, okay, this is what I want. This marker's terrible. Okay, so if you figure out this is what I want, okay, I'm just going to use this as the general example. Best speller. Best chef in Canada. If that was your goal, you would need to find some way to challenge yourself and test yourself on that, like a competition of some kind, okay? And then, so this would be your major dominant focus, okay? That's this. This is where you're going. Next, you need steps to get there. So I use the word minor dominant focus, okay? Okay, so I use the words minor dominant focus, and then I'll have multiple minor dominant focuses, because these minor focuses add up eventually to the major. And I don't know if you guys get visions sometimes. You'll see yourself somewhere in the future. The latest one that I had, I took it and I wrote it out. And I wrote, this is what I see myself doing, living, being, doing, having. And I wrote all that out. And then next to it, I wrote down all the things that involves. So that involves moving to here, having this thing, buying this thing, right? And then I took those and I planted them, all of these point form things, and I planted them into the minor dominant focuses, and then I broke each of them down, right? And actually, here's the little secret. You don't need to figure all of them out. Whatever your next one is. So you'd have, whatever your focus is, and then you could have, in order to accomplish that, you need to do 3 things, right? And once you've done those 3 things, then you've accomplished your focus. Then you can cross this one off and then focus on the next one. And then you can develop your plan for this next one. You try your plan, try your plan, try your plan. If it doesn't work, keep changing it till you find one that works, one that feels good, one that propels you, and then you go till you get it, right? And that's the same thing with this whole thing. In order to accomplish this, your major dominant focus, you keep adjusting your plan until it works, okay? So there's no rigidity in this. This is just a structure that you can use, and you can fill it in with whatever you want, okay? So the key note that I've found here is that if you have the order, this is the caveat to using this system, if you have the order mixed up, so in other words, if you have, so this is number 1, right, and so you cross this off, and you have this one as number 2, but you don't seem to be propelled to that one, you seem to be more drawn to accomplishing the 3rd one, well then what you would do is you'd shift these and you'd make number 3 your next focus. You'd go till you accomplish that one, right? So you restructure the order, because it's the order that's important. Don't worry about calendar dates. Don't worry about, because that's just another way to set yourself up for failure, I find, is don't worry about achieving it by a calendar date unless you have like a marathon to run on a certain day, right? Or some type of event to go to. You want to keep that in. But I find that without using calendar dates, it makes, for me anyways, it makes me want to actualize it sooner, to finish it sooner without having a calendar date. Because if I have a calendar date and it's like 3 months in the future, I'm like, man, I got lots of time. Don't worry about it. But if I don't have a calendar date, then I go, and then I play a game and I say, how fast can I get it done? Right? How fast can I actually accomplish this one and check it off? Right? Because I know that every single one of these is going to add up to my major dominant focus. And I guarantee you guys, if all of you who are in here just follow this system, follow what we've learned here today, next year, if you come back to Astral Harvest next year, what's going to happen is there's going to be a ton more people who are walking around with their chests out who know where they're going, who are going to feel a lot more confident about their purpose, where they're going in their life. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to know what you're doing. And trust me, guys, that feels amazing. That feels amazing. So figure this out. Okay? That's your homework. Who can accept that as homework? Figure out your burning desire. Okay? Just pick a desire. This is something you choose, and it should excite you. Okay? So homework. And then we're going to do a little exercise. Okay? There we go. Okay, do you guys remember the graph that I put up there just a moment ago? Okay, underneath all of the major dominant focus and your minor dominant focuses that were on the top, under that is your purpose. So mine would look like what I showed you there, and then underneath it would be to teach. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so okay. So that's all I have for you here today. I hope that was valuable. Was that valuable? Was that valuable, guys? Thank you. Whew. You're right, breathing is important.